First of all, if you can just tell me your name.
My name is Elimane Mbengue. I am the head of school of Academie Lafayette in Kansas City.
Okay, can you spell your name?
Elimane Mbengue.
Okay. Where are you from?
I'm from Senegal, West Africa.
From Senegal?
Yes.
And how did you end up at Academie Lafayette?
That's a good question. Long story. I was born and raised in Senegal, and I did my education there. After that, I was a teacher also and a school administrator. After that, I spent 1 year in Exeter in England, and then after that I was hired to be a teacher in Portland, Oregon. I became teacher 3 years and 8 years of head of school in a French immersion school in Portland, Oregon. And then after you have this position, there was this position of head of school for Academie Lafayette. Then I was hired 6 years ago. So I have been with Academie Lafayette for 6 years now.
Okay. One thing that I am trying to bring out about charters is the freedom that it gives teachers and administrators to kind of create a program that fits the students. How does that impact your philosophy?
Well, it's amazing because my philosophy is to educate every child with the world in mind. And being at Academie Lafayette allows us to do so many great improvement and changes without wasting a lot of time. Example I'll give you is we created an international baccalaureate program for the middle year program, which is great. I also added Spanish and Mandarin as a third language. So our students are taught in French. Everything is in French: music, science, social study, and so on. And they have 1 hour of English a day. On top of that, once they get to middle school, they have to choose to take either Spanish and Mandarin. They also have to do a community project. So all these initiatives and flexibility is helped by, because of the charter school, we don't have to waste time. So.
One of the questions I asked before was in terms of the diversity. And I know you guys have been working really hard on that and got into kind of a tight situation because of siblings and available seats.
Yes.
And how that worked. I didn't know if you had any thoughts on that in terms of...
Yes, this is a great thing that's happening with our school. Until 2 years ago, we only admitted 120 kindergarten, and 50% were taken. The seats were taken by siblings. This year we have a growth plan, a K-12 growth plan, which means we added more seats in kindergarten. We went from 120 to 198, almost 200. What it did was open more seats for non-sibling students. If you look at our kindergarten class this year, it's 50% minorities. And our low income has jumped also in the kindergarten class. Because also we have made a lot of efforts in recruiting, and we have hired a full-time outreach director, and we also hired recruiters in low-income areas. So that's paying off. We would like to continue that, and in a few years at least, our school will look like Kansas City public school boundaries. That's our goal. Yeah.
You were head of school of other language immersion schools. Were they charter schools?
Private schools.
Private schools. Yeah. I'm curious how you see a charter school being different than a traditional district school, and how you see it being different from a private school.
Well, this is what I think. I worked in private school and charter school before. I strongly believe that charter school is a kind of a synthesis between a traditional public and a private school. It takes what is great about public school and what is great about private schools, put it together. That's how I see it. Example is we have the same mandate as a public school. It's free. We serve all kids. Yet as a private school, we have the freedom to innovate, and we also fundraise to help support what we're doing. We have more flexibility. So for me, it's just an amazing situation where you take the best of private school and the best of public schools. That's how we run our school.
Okay. Obviously, charter schools are currently allowed in Missouri only in Kansas City Public School District and in St. Louis City. Why do you think it's important, or do you think it's important, that the state look at changing those laws and allowing charter schools to be open in other areas of the state?
Well, I think every student, wherever you are, deserve an innovative, great education. No matter how good the district is, there are things they can offer. Like school like ours exists nowhere else in the district. Think about our teachers who come from all over the world. We have Mandarin teachers, Spanish teachers, Francophone teachers, and everybody. And in terms of excellence, our academic excellence is not suffering. In fact, we're one of the highest performing school districts in Missouri. And yet our kids in science, language art, and mathematics are doing amazingly well. On top of that, they're open to the world. They have global awareness. They're great citizens. This is a kind of education that every child deserves. It's not just you're wealthy district, you're good, but there is a whole component because of the ever-changing world that kids need to have. I'm just giving our example that if you're in a charter school, in a traditional school, that kind of a school would be trapped into bureaucracy and would not be able to do certain things that we're doing, because districts have schools, emergent schools, but they're not doing what we're doing. So that's why I think that every school district, wherever you are, deserve this kind of innovative education, charter schools.
Let me ask you, being an emergent school, and I imagine this is the same for district schools to some degree as well, you really have to make a choice to go into an immersion school. But it
yes.
is, and probably more so than other charter schools, that it is really a commitment by the parents and the students, and that this is something that they really want to be doing. How do you see that in terms of what you get out of the students? The fact that they've made the choice to be in a program like this, does that make them more involved as students than if they were in a school that they've just been assigned to by their zip code?
Well, I think it's a school of choice, which means that we always, as school leaders, we need to involve the community. To engage the community is critical for the success of the school. And then the kids also. Our school has shared decision-making processes that help get everybody involved. And making this kind of choice is, of course, for some parents, is kind of taking risk. But the payoff is great, is amazing, because kids who are in school like ours, in terms of cognitive flexibility, in terms of intellectual capacity, outperform the others. That's based on a lot of researches. They have more gray matters than if they were not they were in traditional schools. So I think that again, our success depends also on the relationship and the engagement we built, and we want those parents to be part and parcel of whatever we're doing. We can't do it alone, and that's one thing that's amazingly great about that. For instance, I have a conseil d'école. It's kind of a head of school advisory board composed of 6 parents, 6 teachers, 6 administrators, and we discuss everything, the school calendar, lunches, and safety, and everything. So, and any big decision before being made should go through the conseil d'école and explain it, and we go to the parents, have general assemblies before it's on the table of the board. That's how we run our school, and I think that's great for our parents to be very engaged.
One complaint I've heard about the growth of charter schools especially in Kansas City, but in other areas as well, is that there are too many choices. That it's hard for parents to figure out where to send their kid, and especially for the lower income families that may not have the means or the time to be able to go and tour a bunch of different schools and see which school is the best fit for their kid. How do you feel about that in the Kansas City education environment?
Well, a few years ago, the Charter School Association encouraged a kind of School Mint is a platform that will allow a lot of schools, kind of a common application. It's one-stop shopping. You go to the website and then you choose your charter school, you do your application. And we have been a big champion of that, even though some of the charter schools were not very, enthusiastic about it. But today, I believe that almost all the charter schools in Kansas City this coming school year will be on the same platform, which will really help the parents to better understand their choices and not running around trying to figure out which school to choose. I think it's an amazing opportunity for the parents, and I don't think there is a lot of too many choices. Life today is complicated. Think about it. It's choice everywhere. I think one of the biggest skills also we need to teach the kids how to make choices, good choices, because that's life now. Everywhere you go is competition. You have so many things, and I think that education is so important that I think it's good the parents have many choices and take the time to choose a school that will work well with the kids. I don't see the problem.
Okay. Is there anything I haven't asked you that you'd like to share about charter schools or about Academie Lafayette?
Well, what I can't say enough about our school. I know that every administrator maybe has a passion, but I'm very passionate. We have a growth plan that is almost doubling our enrollment in the next few years. We were 900 in a few years. We will be at almost 2,000, and we're creating a world-class high school with IB program. And our students are doing amazingly well wherever they go. I think that again, it's because of our dedication of our teachers, our engaged parents, our amazing board, and everybody's working together. I think that's the secret, is how do you bring all the stakeholders to work together? And that's what we do. And so far we're doing really well.
You mentioned the dedication of your parents, and I'm just going to follow up on that, or not parents, but teachers. Being a charter school, has it been beneficial to have a little more flexibility in hiring and firing of teachers to be able to actually get a stable of teachers that you know are incredibly highly qualified?
Yes. And because we are high school, we are charter school. You know, remember we are in a language immersion, which means that most of our teachers come from outside, and we need to pay for the H-1B visas and different visas and processes. Otherwise, we wouldn't have the flexibility to do that. And then hiring teachers is extremely challenging for us because we're trying to interview people and see whether or not they'll fit. And again, if we were not for a charter school, probably we won't have that flexibility and the possibility to hire people. And to hire people that are certified from their countries of origin, not certified in Missouri, because the charter law allows to hire teachers that are certified from their country of origin. So which is again a good benefit for us. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate you taking the time to talk today.
Yeah.
Great job. Hold on.
Oops. Oh, I need to. Okay, take it out first. Not go with it. Okay.
Great. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
Just out of curiosity, not for the interview, obviously, but you mentioned the visa aspect of it. Are these
Okay.
Good audio.
Yep.